Hey guys, my name is Shane. Thanks for tuning in again. We're gonna take this one back, way back. And I say way back because we're gonna rebuild it's either a bench or maybe a plant table. Not real positive what he used it for, but my grandpa built it a long time ago before I was born, and it needs to be rebuilt. So we are going to rebuild this thing and bring it back to life. That's the plans anyway. So bear with me, and I'll show you this thing in a minute, and we'll see if we can't do something with it and get her back in working order. Get these shoes on. Feels I've seen this somewhere before. Alright, so this is it in all its glory. All it is, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of wood nailed together. Tons of nails in this thing. Tons of bent over nails in this thing. Oh, it's terribly wobbly. Terribly wobbly. This board here, see it has a huge bow right here in it, or a cup. A cup is what it's called. This one's okay, but it's rotten everywhere. Top's horrible, sides are horrible, bottom's horrible. It's just horrible. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna probably cut a lot of this down, get all this old stuff off. It'll probably be a little shorter by the time I get done with it. That's it. Let's get after it. Let's make it happen. Tools of the trade, guys. Get these nails out. We're going to try to use a pry bar and a hammer. It was my grandpa's hammer. What a great project to use it on. But here we go. Let's see if we can't break something. See if we can't. This is falling apart. It's terrible. Sorry about the audio, guys. My other microphone died on me, so while it's charging up, I'm just going to use the microphone that's on the camera itself. So sorry if it sounds terrible. I'll do better next time. Look at this. I don't know if y'all can see this or not. Let's find out. See all this? The thing is older than me, and I'm 45, so I guess it's done good to last that long. And it's a simple build. Hope I don't break nothing. Hope I don't break anything. Here's what we have. We had, because these were boards, we had 5 pieces of boards nailed together with 45 nails. These are garbage. Those are 2 eyes on the bottom. They're trash. We're going to throw them away. I broke a leg. But we're gonna fix it. We're gonna see if we can put it back together. I'm gonna get all these nails pulled out. And go from there. Make it happen. So this is what I wound up with. One solid leg that's not straight. One top piece that is cracked almost all the way down it. and a leg into two pieces because it broke. Top of that's no good, top of that's no good. This wound up being the tools of the trade for this job to get these nails out. Absolutely terrible. So let's see if we can't get this looking better. It's a hot mess right now. Alright, so here's what I have planned to do. I'm gonna rough cut all these bad ends off. That way I'm not dealing with all the rotten stuff that's flaking out. I'm gonna rip them down the middle. I'm gonna cut these edges off. I'm gonna run them through my joiner. I'm gonna run them through my planer. Then I'm gonna glue them back together. If I get them glued back together, I'm gonna recut the V's, cut the bottoms off because they're pretty jacked up also. That should be it for those, and then I'll work on the top. I'm just gonna go ahead and do that without talking. You don't wanna hear me talking anyway. Make sure to wear your ear and eye protection. Don't wanna go deaf or blind. This gets loud. So when you join a board, you want to take a pencil and you want to mark or scribble, whatever you want to call it, all the way down this board on both sides that you're going to do. We're going to do one edge, we're going to do one face. Just scribble. That way, when you're joining it, you keep joining until all your marks are gone. And that's what we're going to do. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. Mark all this. I wonder if he ever thought when he made this over 45 years ago, if one of his grandsons would be out here trying to fix this thing. I bet he didn't. But here I am, nonetheless. This is going to be super loud. Sorry. So what that does, flattens out the face, flattens out the edge, and it gives you a perfect 90-degree angle. So now I can run this through my joiner, referencing it off of this side, which will give me a flat top, and then I will run this side up against my table saw and give me a flat side here. I'll do the same with this one, and it'll glue up perfectly. And we'll have another leg. Alright, I have my legs over there, glued up, clamped up, drying. Gotta let them dry. This is the top. It has it's warped. It don't sit level. So I made this little sled, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to take these little cawls right here, and I'm going to tack them down so this doesn't move. I'm going to take these little shims and I'm going to shim it up on both sides. That way it doesn't rock anymore. So when I send it through my planer, it'll plane this top flat without it moving, and then I can flip it over and plane the bottom flat. And then we'll have a flat top. now that I've got the top and the bottom planed down, I'm going to do the same thing with the edge that I did with my legs. I'm going to joint this edge. I'm going to figure out how wide I need it because I cut those down, so I'm going to need to figure out how wide I need it to make it look alright. And then I will run this through my table saw, cut this down to size. I'm going to cut the edges off because they're pretty jacked up. And then the top will be finished. Then I will get the legs out of the clamps because they'll be dry, and we'll go from there. Now that I have my tabletop cut down the width I want it, I'm going to cut off both ends of it to make it a little shorter, cut these nasty pieces off. So what I'm going to do is cut it on my cross-cut sled, and what this does is this is exactly a 90-degree angle with the blade. So we know this is straight, so when I cut this off, this will be a perfect 90, then I'll flip it over and do the same thing. And then we'll have a square top. That way all the plants won't fall off. Can't have the plants falling off because then the goats eat them. But wait a minute, the goats will probably jump up there and knock them off anyway. But that's okay. Here we go. Now we have a square top. I'll probably round over the edges. Probably so. I'll probably round the edges over. Probably make it look a little better. But there's my top. Alright, here's what we got so far. I got the top done, cut down. I've got the legs. I've got the legs all cut down, and the top's cut off, the bottom's cut off. I've recut the V's in them. I did that off camera. It's not that exciting. Did it on my bandsaw over there. Being just going outside, I'm just going to use screws to screw this down, but it needs to be stable. So I got this piece of treated. It's not going to match, but it won't hardly be seen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it under here and screw everything together, and that will stop it from racking like that. So that's the plan. I'm going to get it screwed together, and I will get back with you. Well, I'm waiting on some glue to dry, so let's go check on the babies. Ooh, that's terrible. Got it sitting in the sun right there to dry. Holy crap, that's go out here and see the goats and the chickens and play with them while it dries. What up, goats? What up, goats? You on out? Uh-oh. She won't go straight to it. Nope. Nope. Get out. Get out. Oh no. Alright, so here we have it. I haven't put any finish on it yet, but I wanted to talk about it before I do, that way I can still touch it. So what I did, y'all seen a lot of what I did, but I went ahead and rounded over the top, that way it's smooth. I did use screws to put it in, that way when somebody in my family 50 years from now wants to redo it, they can take it apart real easy, and they won't have all those screws or nails in it to take out. I added this part. It's different color because it's not 50 years old, but I needed it so it wouldn't right back and forth like the other one did. It's super sturdy now. I chamfered the feet. It still eat up with some rot, but it's gonna have to work. But I chamfered the feet, that way it don't get messed up moving it around outside. Yeah, that's it. It's ready to get some finish put on it and put outside for some flowers. I was able to bring it in, but I'm gonna have to take it back out because it's really strong smelling, but I just want to get some decent light in here. But it's done. Maybe it'll last another 50 years, maybe. See what happens. Well, that's going to do it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see y'all next week. Bye.